Hello, everyone. Joe MVR here for another episode of the GRF podcast. And today I'm joined by both Adam and Dennis. Hi, guys.
I
Hello.
So, just in case you're new to the podcast, Adam is Captain Scrub and Dennis is Focus X2. How are you guys doing?
You go first,
I'm
Dennis.
doing good. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm doing
Weekend.
yeah, yeah. Friday feels good, doesn't it? I'm doing all right. Just a bit busy with renovating my house and sort of started a new job, but other than that, all good.
Great. So, as I said, it's episode actually 22 now, I think. And in episode 21, which was at the end of last year, around Christmas time, we said we would talk about the whole of 2024. I don't think we've prepared a big summary of the year, but what I would like to ask you guys is what are the highlights of 2024 when it came to, say, EA Sports WRC, our various clubs, and the GRF Discord community in general. Let's see. Who wants to go first? Dennis, is there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the I think for me the highlight of last year game-wise must have been the DLCs or DLC
Hmm.
that came out with the new locations, new cars.
Okay.
Mm.
Uh, also seemed that more people have been interested in the game since then, or it brought some people back because I guess they were checking out the game again after they were a bit disappointed at the beginning. And
Right.
yeah, of course I played way too much of the new locations, Latvia and Poland, at the beginning when the DLC came out. So then after like a month or so, I was a bit fed up with driving the same locations in every club again.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that was my personal highlight. And as already said in the last podcast, I'm really looking forward to the new DLC, which should come out soon, and especially what cars are going to be in there.
Okay. Good. And Adam Scrub, what was your highlights?
Yeah, I think same as Dennis, the expansion that came out, I absolutely love Poland. Yeah, I think it's become my favorite gravel location as long as I'm driving it in an old car.
Yeah.
I think if you drive it in the modern cars, it can be a little bit boring because if you've got loads of grip, it's maybe a little bit easy. But if you're doing it in if you're racing Poland in one of your old cars, one of the historics, like a rear wheel drive or the Group B, it's just so fun. And I guess another highlight is that we're not having a yearly release where I have to buy the game again
Yeah.
every year, and the player base getting split up. The fact they're doing the expansion sort of method of releasing the game has been a highlight for me because I was worried that it was going to be a little bit like the KT,
Catatron. Yeah.
yeah, where it's just kind of every you have to rely on everyone buying the game again every year to
Yeah.
have sort of a cohesive community. So it's nice that that's not happening, and we've yeah, that's a highlight for me as well, I guess.
Excellent. Yeah. I think I really did like the Poland and Latvia, but when it came out, there were still places like Japan, Mediterranean, and other locations that I'd not even driven. You know, some of them not even once. So it was just actually more stuff right in the game.
Mm.
I agree completely because with what you said, Scrub, about the old cars, because I did Poland and Latvia in a club, in I think a special club, and we did it, or expert historic, I don't remember, but we did it in H2 rear wheel drive, and in the Alpine it was just so much fun, and I got world records in 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 both Latvia and Poland. On my um, first stint at driving them because they were so much fun. I just drove them again and again until I got a bunch of them, and not many of them stand now, but it was really fun. Latvia reminds me a lot of Oceania, in fact, and I've kind of reused the tuning a little bit when it comes to that. So that was definitely a bit of a highlight. But really, for me, the big one was VR coming out, and then I think Lunch Flat 615 on Reddit, him posting some settings that truly made it a smoother experience. And then that's really what got me into the game. So I feel kind of like 6 to 7 months behind everyone because I barely played it until the game came out. So as far as the game's concerned, the VR and the settings that make VR quite smooth on the Quest 3 um, were a highlight for me. I think having new admins like Mexico, Squeaks, and then especially Zephyr and Rebel to help with the expanding nature of our Discord and the clubs that we're getting, and having you, of course, Scrub added to not just the Scrub Club, but then becoming an official um, GRF administrator. That was really cool as well. And yeah, and then our community just expanding while maintaining the regulars was really one of my favorite things.
That's good. Yeah, it's amazing actually how when I look at the onboarding, like there's just people joining non-stop at the moment.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's good. It's good for Sim Rally in general, I guess, that there's so many people still wanting to play it and showing an interest, which is good.
Yeah, I think a couple of podcasts ago I was talking with Dennis about the community split up into gamers and drivers and I think you know obviously there's a lot of overlap, but it seems that when EA Sports came out with WRC, it got a lot of attention from people who just want to play careers, right mode, and that's
Yeah,
Mm.
it.
yeah,
And I see posts on Reddit all the time of about things that I have no clue about because they're all in
yeah,
career mode. And for me, it was just like, oh, I can't wait till we get all these new locations and cars for our clubs, right? You know,
yeah,
and ages ago, Scrub, this pertains a little bit to what you were saying about your highlight. Um, when the game had only just come out, and it seemed that they weren't sure how they were going to proceed. In the WRC official, the Dirty Weekly Discord, which is now like the official WRC um, Discord, I said that what I would really like to see is add-on DLC stuff, right, rather than a yearly
Mm.
release. And what was telling at that point was PJ was one of the people that gave that 100%. Like he was the first to add that, and that gave me a clue that either that's what they were going to do, what they were intending to do, or that at least he had that in mind, and he would be a supporter of that model. Um, so and this was and the reasons I gave was precisely that the clubs are what gives the game longevity, and it keeps it, more and more people getting into it. There, even 5 years after Dirt Rally 2, people were joining, and they're still buying it.
Mm.
We're joining to and we're doing clubs, and
mm,
that's and it would be a pity for everyone to have to resync every year with buying a game, and the thing that gives a rally game long legs in terms of lifetime, it would be a pity to break that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always forget as well, obviously us three live in um Western countries
Yep.
where we can earn a decent amount of money, whereas there's quite a lot of the player base that are in um countries that where the buying a whole new game every year is a big investment like that to spend, even though it was £40,
Yep.
which to me that's nearly half the price of like something that other AAA games. But
Yep.
then for somebody I don't know who's in India or Indonesia, somewhere like that, where the income isn't quite as high. That's a that's a big chunk of their wages that they've got to fork out every year if they want to continue playing with everybody.
Right, and not just that, but also people in Western countries who are, 14 years old or 15
Yeah,
years old. It's something they have to save up for or ask their parents for, give up a birthday present for or something. So yeah, it was good. I think the launch price was a pleasant surprise. Having seen what the state of it was at launch, I'm glad they were not asking more.
mm.
Yeah, but so any other highlights that you want to discuss about other than DLC in the club or
um,
But I would just like to mention that a low light. You guys were talking about clubs and stuff,
yes,
and and Joe, you said clubs are they keep the longevity
yes,
of the game, and I still think clubs would deserve uh, an update or a bit of a rework.
yeah, for
You know,
sure.
with like, but yeah, lately when you I agree with what you said, Joe, that a lot of people play career mode. Lately, when I opened the Twitch app and like filtered for EAWRC, nearly everybody streaming was playing career mode, while I'm
okay,
still stuck in the first season of career in my builder car, which is worth nothing because I only play clubs.
right, right,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
also, the game came on Xbox Game Pass, and what's the EA Ultimate thing, where
yes,
you pay the subscription and pay it for free. And since then, a lot of new drivers have joined, but most of these people play career mode.
yeah. Right, right. And I find people asking all the time on Reddit, "Oh, what can I do now?" Or "Oh, look at me, I've just beaten the AI on 75% or something." And then a lot of people say, like Metal Mike is one on Reddit, and he would just say, got to do clubs, dude. It's not only will it be more of a challenge, but it's more of a community as well, and you meet
Yeah.
like-minded people. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool. I think also you're right, Dennis. Clubs, I'd love to see them get more love, and I'm not.
yeah, a
I'm
bit, and
not.
a bit of advertising would be
Mhm.
cool from like the EA side. I follow their social media accounts, and you rarely see club stuff.
Yeah,
It's
that's
yeah.
that's true. But on their Discord, we are one of the preferred clubs, right? We have some, but I don't think I've done, and I don't think I've done anything with that, because we could
No,
advertise
no.
some of our clubs there, and we just never have.
I
Um,
do, I do,
oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
Every single big club event.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the entry point into our community. Every single big club event, I advertise it with the poster and the link to the like to the channel.
Yeah.
Where the featured clubs are. It's
Okay.
it's a bit a pity that the featured clubs in the EA Discord are a bit buried down different other channels.
Okay.
But I always advertise them there, and after advertising, there's usually also I see
A
like people
spike.
coming over because you advertise and like 30 minutes later you see one, two, three guys coming over. Then I know that they're coming from there.
Okay. So then maybe I'll get you to post some of the special event posters and expert historic posters there at
Yeah,
some
yeah.
point. Okay,
I
good.
also post all the stuff on like Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and I never see them share our stuff, that
Yeah, yeah,
which would also help them. Never, So I don't
right.
know who runs their social media accounts, but yeah.
It's PJ Turney, and believe me, he's very very busy with all
Yeah,
the
of
shit he has to.
course. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to talk bad about him or
yeah,
anybody, running the social media channels. It's just like you said. I think it should deserve more attention, with
Mm.
with updates, with rework, with maybe, hey, look at this club or look at that club, on their social media accounts.
Right,
They
right.
do it usually when they have that creator thing going on, or when like Solberg Club or Skoda or whatever is doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more grassroots ones though than
Yeah,
ones that like 1,000 people join. The small ones are the ones where I actually really found when I started getting back into on Dirt Rally 2 when I think when I first started playing clubs I'd only been playing career mode up to that point, and I thought I can't remember what the classifications are. It goes clubman something, then professional, then elite, then masters, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember I think I'd just beaten the middle one, the pro,
Yeah.
and I was thinking to myself, yeah, man, I'm pretty quick. I'm pretty good at this game now. And then I joined my first ever club, and it was just like it was crazy how fast the other people, like actual people, were.
Yeah.
But what I found was is that because I could compare my times to actual people,
Yeah.
first of all, I could find people I was a similar time to, but also it being able to speak to people, my pace just improved so much quicker because I was able to, see how other people were racing, get tips from people. It just made the game so much more fun than just playing career mode. It was yeah, they're so good. It's a shame that they're underutilized maybe by Codemasters, and like you
yes,
say with the
like a club mode in a rally game. I mean, that's like the mode to play, if you ask
yeah,
me.
yeah, it's a real
Even if
rally
you
almost.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're, I understand that there's people that are not that into multiplayer games, especially if you're like me, 45-year-old dad, you come home from work and then you get your ass handed over in some online game. That's just to some people that's annoying. I personally I don't care. I do play multiplayer games, but others. So people some people don't like multiplayer games, but the club mode in a rally game, it's like the essential mode, and because you can set your time, you will find people that are as fast as you are, and it's so easy accessible, because you don't have that pressure to be on time when you have a race or an online match
Yeah.
in some other game, and it's so cool basically. And I think the reason that a lot of people, or very many people in clubs are so fast is because the player base in club mode in rally games is also like really really dedicated.
Right. Yeah, I
Mm.
agree with that, and I think um, yeah, that there's just so many things that, like you said, Adam, that we can learn from other people, and yeah, it's just much more organic rather than just the game spewing out a predetermined time for the AI competitors, right? There's just so many. The likelihood of someone making a mistake and you're in with a chance is just tenser as well. It's just
Yeah,
very good. And you said it's like real rally almost because, yeah, you don't have people competing at the same time. So you can take your time and see how other people have done on the leaderboards and everything. But when I said that about the I'd love to see clubs get more love, I actually meant the functionality of clubs in
Yeah,
the
sure.
game.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
In the game
mm.
itself,
This as
just
well. Yeah,
yeah,
of
that
course.
that was what I was getting that about that.
Let me have a look. I think it's still on the forums.
Yeah,
Let me just check in games. I think it's in game suggestions. Yeah, the clubs is still a pinned topic. It's the only pinned topic in game suggestions. So obviously it's something that they're interested in. Um, the developers are interested in
yeah,
updating. Otherwise, I don't see why they'd bother pinning it.
yeah. Well, they forgot to take
Um,
it down from the pin.
yeah,
Yeah,
No,
but
if
that's
they do not release a yearly game with a new career every year and stuff, then especially then they should like take care of clubs and club
yeah.
mode.
mm,
Yeah, I agree. So, okay, good. So that's kind of our personal highlights of 2024. I'll add again that with Scrub Club coming in, and then our featured clubs, we had some interesting clubs and things going on there too. Um, and that kind of brings me on to the latest big thing in the GRF club. Maybe Adam, you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we've got Zephyr and his new club, WRZ or WRZ, as
Yeah,
there's been hot debate between the three of us about which one it could be.
yeah,
But yeah, Zephyr's he's been helping out with Scrub Club for the last season, and he's been really helpful there. And it's seeing the club that he's now created, it is looking really cool. So it's a rally every week for the whole year. So
okay,
he's got 52 events planned. And there's a scoring system that I'm pretty sure counts for the entire year as well. So if people were up for doing every event, then they can basically compete for an entire year's finish, or maybe no. I think it might just be. I'll have to double check. Oh
it's
well, actually,
51 weeks, wasn't it?
I think it might just be the WRC events that he's doing the scoring for,
Okay,
and the other events in between are basically support events.
yeah, just for
But
fun.
he's based all of them on real events though, and they're the same. Every event I think is either near or it might be the weekend of the rally event itself. So this week is the um, an Austrian rally. Is it Jana?
Jenner,
Jena?
Jenner,
Jena
Jenner.
rally?
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's recreated that, and we're doing that in the WRC 2000 97 to 2011 cars.
Okay,
best
So
class.
yeah, yeah, awesome class. Oh, here we go. This is what I've been looking for. The just found the itinerary for the year basically. Yeah, so he's got Monte Carlo will be starting next week. And then in between that is a couple of other rallies, Rally Bandama and Galway International Rally that he's recreating.
okay,
Um, then we go into Sweden for the WRC event in Sweden. And he's basically doing that through the whole year with European Rally Championship events sprinkled in there as well. So I mean, the scope of it is big, and it looks great, and it's getting a lot of people join it at the moment, which is also really great to see. Very exciting.
Have you guys driven Jenner rally?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well,
Prepare for the first two stages. They're really foggy.
yeah, it's winter in Central European rally, isn't it?
Yeah. Zephyr recreated it very well, I think. I mean, if you go watch videos from Yen Rally, it really matches the vibe that he's done in Central European Rally with Winter.
right.
Really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so I did the one that we've already done at Latvia, was it? In
Mm,
Shakedown.
Yeah, yeah. And that was kind of fun, right? I'd never driven the junior WRC cars before, and there's only two Fiestas there, right? Um, and so yeah, in Latvia I had only ever done in the Alpine before, but I used two stages to get a tuning, and one of them I just got obsessed with because my very first go on it was quite high up the leaderboard, and I just ground my way up until I did it kind of perfectly for my standards and got the world record in the Evo car. And when it came to actually doing the event, the weather was quite bad because it was in winter, and I was way off my time, and in part I think um, there's something up with my settings where when it's not night and it's not bright daylight, like when it's kind of low light conditions, I just find it very hard to see what's coming up. There are all sorts of little optical illusions because of the shading and stuff that it makes it look like, oh, maybe the road's going this way, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
really,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just, and of course my eyes are approaching 60 years old, so that's another problem. But yeah, anytime it's not like bright daylight or night time, I find my times dropping a lot.
Yeah,
And
but
Mm.
it in EAWRC,
yeah,
I think when you have like foggy winter conditions, the game gets really, really hard. I had
Yeah.
exactly the same thing in the currently running CER
yep.
Winter Jenner rally because the first two stages are in fog, and I messed up completely. I was in
Oh
both
yeah, yeah,
stages
yeah.
like 21st, 22nd. Then came the third stage in bright daylight. No, I mean, still snowy conditions, but it wasn't snowing, and I was instantly like 12th or 13th.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the fog is obviously very, very difficult. It was, and that, but there was, I think, people like VBR Tristan and a couple of guys from OC something club. They were
Mhm.
really fast. Especially Tristan in the fog. It was like he just knew the track, right? I mean, I'd done
Mm.
it a couple of times, and then the stage and in the fog, it was really difficult. But what I was pleasantly surprised with was how the car handled in wet time trial was indeed very similar to how it handled in winter, with
Yeah.
slushy snow. And so I was quite optimistic, but then it just turned out that I I did the tuning a few days before, so I just didn't, it wasn't quite fresh in my mind, and I don't know the stages that well yet. So going straight into competing in Latvia was more of a challenge, and that makes it more fun, really. I'm just enjoying driving these as much as I can. So yeah. Oh, actually, as an aside, what do you think of Scrubby? You were mentioning Poland is one of your favorite stages, favorite locations.
Yeah.
How do you think it compares to Poland in Dirt Rally 2?
That's a good question. I really like. I actually no, that's not true. When I first played Dirt Rally 2,
Yeah,
I hated Poland.
yeah,
But then as I got better at the game, it ended up being one of my favorite locations in Dirt Rally 2 because it's just so narrow and so fast. And when you can get a good pace through it, it just feels nuts. When you're going through, I can't remember which stages. There's a bit where you're like threading it through the trees, and you've got
yes,
like some left and rights really fast coming one after the other,
yeah,
and and the trees are flying past you. It was awesome. I think the new Poland doesn't. It's a bit too wide
okay,
for that to capture that feeling.
yeah,
But what they have done really well, I think in this game is they the roads are really bumpy, and you actually feel like you are on when the degradation's higher, you
yeah,
really do feel like you're on a dirt track, and some of the sort of undulations in the ground can actually be pretty treacherous if you haven't got your car high enough or things like that.
right,
I think they're both different. Maybe the Dirt Rally 2 one is my preferred out of the two,
okay, yeah,
just because it's a bit narrower and a bit more scary.
yeah,
But I love both of them. Both of them have their good and good and bad things about them. I guess
yeah,
they are definitely different though.
yeah. I agree. I mean, I agree with all of that as well. Dennis, what do you think? Were you a fan of Poland in Dirt Rally 2?
I I'm completely the opposite of what Scrub said.
Yeah.
I enjoy Poland and EAWRC a lot more.
Okay.
Uh, Poland in Dirt Rally 2.0 was one of the locations I did not like, not at all, simply because I do not like that how to describe it, that driving in a channel, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there was Poland that was for me
Argentina.
driving in a channel. Sweden, nah, Argentina was cool.
Okay.
Argentina was one of my preferred locations and a location that I really, really miss in the AWRC.
Yeah.
But I didn't like Poland and
Sweet.
some sections of New Zealand.
Okay.
Although, I like those narrow New Zealand sections
Yeah.
by the, I think it was by the sea,
Yeah. The ocean beach.
the
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
the ocean ones. And I did not like the ones where you were driving at like high speed through a channel next to those.
Berms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so
So,
I understand what you're saying, and those vertical surfaces on the side of the road. I think
hmm
Solidus called them berms
uh,
at one point.
uh,
And yeah, they're scary because if your not car's not set up right and you're going at fast speeds, you hit those and you will get a puncture. In sector one of
uh,
8 in Dirt Rally
yeah,
2.
it's instantly
Yeah.
over. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and that would be really really annoying. But then, as Scrub said, once you get it right and you got the flow through it, it's an amazing feeling. And Poland was one of the ones where I performed strongest in world leaderboards and stuff, and I'd really like it. But then one single mistake in a club, and yeah, you're done for, right? The car is fucked up beyond recognition.
Yeah, it just
it,
gets
yeah,
obliterated.
yeah, it gets obliterated badly, and if you're not taking a spare tire, at least you're screwed until next service. So yeah, I like them both. I've only done Poland so far in the Alpine tonight. I think I'm going to have a go on the Stratos for Scrub Club. But yeah, okay. So
Have
that
but
with
I have a
Poland,
question.
yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
go on.
What is in from all the locations that we have now? What is the one location that you like that everybody else seems to hate?
In the new game,
Yeah, in EAWRC,
Hmm.
Mediterranean.
and maybe, yeah,
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's great fun, but people hate it because you die all the time in it.
yeah, it's over too fast.
I haven't driven it at all. That's the only location I've never set foot in or set tire in Mediterranean. So
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, it was this stigma of, oh, tarmac. I'm not good at tarmac. I don't like tarmac. But then having done, Central European, Central Europe rally, having done Croatia and stuff, I really like it. Yeah, so I drove what I once I started driving Croatia and Central Europe rally. I really started to like the tarmac, and then I tried Japan, and I really like that as well. And so now I'm not biased against tarmac at all. It's just that no rallies, no clubs that I do has done Mediterranean since I've got over my phobia of tarmac. So for my favorite place, I think it has to be Greece again. I think Greece is one of my
Mm,
favorite in Dirt Rally 2, and I think it's one of my favorite here. And I think it's between Sardinia, Portugal, and Greece. I like those kind of technical
Mm.
rallies, and I see those among the ones that people hate the most on Reddit, at least. So, Dennis, what about you? What's your favorite one that you think people don't like?
I, I'll say I'll have one favorite for tarmac and one for gravel. The one for tarmac would be Japan, which I think it's a bit underrated.
Hmm.
At
Yeah,
the
I think
beginning,
you're right.
at the beginning, when I drove Japan for the first one or two times, I also thought, oh, they haven't nailed it with this one. But then it really grew on me, and nowadays I drive a Japan event and I think, hey, cool, that was really fun. Didn't
Yeah,
expect that. It's
yeah.
every single time it's like that. And the other one, which is also everywhere where I read is ranked low, where I loved it from the first time I drove it, it was Indonesia.
Oh yes, yeah,
I don't know why people don't like that location. It's so good in my opinion. And it's really, it has like fast sections and then it has like 10 more technical sections. And then, when you go through that what is it? There's some kind of an
yes,
industrial building, where you go
Yeah,
yeah.
around it. It's really cool actually.
Yeah, I think that's probably why people don't like it. That it can go straight from fast section to suddenly you better brake and get your point right,
Mm,
otherwise you're going off the
Mm.
track. But I think that's what makes it challenging. That's why I really like it. Is it precisely because in one even medium length stage, you've got so many different different landscapes sometimes, right?
hmm
With the
It's
paddy
it's really it's
fields and
really
yeah. No, I do like
Indonesia
it.
has the way it looks. It has a lot that other locations are missing. It
Yeah.
has that
Mm.
diversity of landscapes, and then there's trees, then there's no trees, then you have the industrial thing. It's
Yeah, then
really
you have
cool actually. I
mountains and
like it.
cliff sides and paddy
Yeah,
fields and yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Sometimes I do get some of the locations mixed up, like Japan and Croatia at different points, can seem similar to me when you're doing kind of
mm-hmm.
the tighter sections, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes Croatia and Central Europe, seem kind of similar. Sardinia and Portugal to me as well, and sometimes I don't remember which one was Finland and which one was Estonia. But I'm getting to know them all a bit now and really enjoying it. Actually, could you just read out the top five again of
uh, yeah, sure. Second, okay, first one, Finland.
right?
So they had to rate from 1 to 5, and Finland scored 4.02.
Okay,
Second one, New Zealand,
right.
3.94.
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand is also, it seems, not driven that often in clubs.
Yeah, I really like it. Again,
Yeah.
similar kind of thing. It is Estonia, Finland, and
Mhm.
what you call it.
Yeah.
New Zealand is similar, but I think Latvia is as well now, and maybe Poland.
Mm.
The fast gravel
Uh,
rallies that you like, Scrub.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I love him.
it's third is Poland,
Okay,
fourth Estonia, five. I don't understand that. Sardinia,
okay.
one of the worst locations in the game.
I love it.
Sixth Latvia,
Okay,
seventh another terrible location, Portugal.
yeah.
Oh, I don't say
And
that.
I, I said that
I
terrible.
disagree completely, but yeah.
Then we have the first tarmac location. What do
Yeah.
you guys think is placed eighth as the best tarmac location?
I know it's not Monte
Uh,
Carlo because you said it was 10th.
No,
Mediterranean,
yeah,
I reckon.
no,
Hang on, let me
and
think.
I agree with this one. Central Europe.
Yeah, it's
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay,
and
that's pretty good.
ninth, Sweden.
Yeah.
10th, Monte Carlo Snowless,
Mm-hmm.
which I think Monte Carlo Snowless is one of the
The better
overall
ones.
best locations in the game.
Right.
Uh,
Mm.
11th, Greece would be placed higher.
Yeah.
12th, Chile would be placed higher. 13th, Monte Carlo Winter. Then we have 14th, Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
15th, Norway. 16th, Japan.
Okay.
17th, Indonesia. 18th, Spain.
Okay.
Scrub still waiting for Mediterranean.
Yeah.
19th, Corsica, Mediterranean for 19th.
Oh
Then
yeah, Corsica.
20th, Mexico.
Okay.
And last but not least, Croatia.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Mm,
So Scrub, I'm going to try and piss off Dennis as much as possible here. I think the best combination, Dennis, would be um, Sardinia in RGT or some kind of electric vehicle.
Oh, can I just say I'm actually I don't like Sardinia very much, but I think
Or
it
Portugal.
no, I like Portugal.
Right.
I think Sardinia and Mexico are two locations where if you drive in cockpit view,
Yeah.
it can be really hard to see the stages
Yes.
sometimes. There's a
Yes.
lot of blind
yeah.
crests where
Yeah.
you just got to hope you've got to hope for the best as you go over it.
Yeah. You should have lives when you do that, right? You
Yeah,
always screw it up the first time. You're not far enough over to the left, or it's a sudden right, and you're going off the cliff. Yeah, but I still like it once you get to know some of the bits of it. So yeah. So I was just having a bit of fun with Dennis because sometimes
Uh,
we are very polar opposites in what we
you,
like.
what would be fun
Yeah,
if they would drop a DLC. They would announce a DLC, and I would be all over like the DLC, hoping that like cool cars would show up, and then they drop like a RGT
yeah.
DLC with the Porsche and those bullshit cars that nobody wants in a rally game.
Right. So what they should do is have a location that you badly want, and in the same DLC have RGT, so that
Yeah, then I have to pay like
yeah,
$20 for Argentina or
yeah,
Germany,
yeah,
and I get the RGT or electric
yeah,
or EVs.
yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah,
Oh,
some
no.
Chinese BYD cars or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So um,
Chinese BYD car. Oh my God. Or that.
we
No,
don't
no. Even
have.
even worse. The new Lancia
Mhm.
Ypsilon, the like fast street version, which is an EV. If they would drop something like that, that would be terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't.
Terrible.
We don't have BYD. We don't actually have many Chinese EVs here, or
You
Chinese
see
cars at
them.
all.
I mean, in Switzerland, nobody. Usually, Switzerland is the last country where people would buy a Chinese car,
Okay.
honestly. But I started seeing them. Uh,
Okay. Ah, all right. Well, so once we've got, so we've talked about the WRZ club, right? In our Discord, and the controversy does remain, right? Scrub, you were saying, is it WRZ or is it WRZ?
Yeah,
Um, I'm a Brit and I live in Canada, and we use Z in both places, but I think in this case Z would be more fitting because it sounds like WRC,
yeah.
right? So, do you care or have any thoughts about that? And how are we gonna resolve this?
Well, I've my in-laws are quite well spoken, and I think if I was going around saying WRZ in front of them,
Yeah.
I might get some. I might get some backlash from that. But in the confines of the Global Rally Fans Discord, I'm quite comfortable saying it. So I'm happy to say WRZ against my better inclinations.
Okay. And Dennis, what do you think?
Well,
Or
I
you
don't
don't
care.
care?
I'm not an English native, so I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I think.
So what I was getting at is that we could resolve it by asking Zephyr himself, right?
Yeah,
Just like,
good idea.
is it GIF or GIF? Is it Linux or Linux? The person who created it resolved those controversies. So, what do we think about getting Zephyr on the show? Is that something that's likely to
Definitely.
happen, or maybe at least getting some of his answers to some frequently asked questions, getting some input from him, even if he doesn't make a personal appearance. But we should do that soon, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good, good. And so, other than WRZ, we're approaching the last week of Scrub Club, or we're in the last week of Scrub Club,
Yeah.
season two, and it's Poland, right?
Yeah, that's right. Poland in winter.
In winter, okay.
Um, yeah, so it's I think I'm pretty sure I've done a few foggy stages because I'm a big
Oh,
fan of the foggy stages.
oh I hate you.
Um, so not that I'm good at driving them, just
Yeah,
that I find them fun.
okay.
Um, but yeah, so that's yeah, we're in the last week, and it's I'd say it's all around been a successful season again. I think we've had more player retention than in uh
Last season or other
yeah,
clubs?
maybe similar actually to last season looking at the scoreboards. We
Yeah, but
do I find that there's a with clubs like this there does tend to be a pretty big drop off
right.
towards the end of the season after 11
Yeah,
weeks or whatever.
it was the same thing in Dirt Rally 2.0. A lot of people
Yeah,
when they see that they can't win or they won't place the like top 10 or something,
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
won't bother. Oh, then you have people who like drive a rally just for fun once in a
Yeah,
while
Yeah,
because they like the combination, but not because they're there for the competition for like 8 or 10 weeks.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's but overall, I mean, yeah, people have been enjoying it by the looks of things uh from the Discord, from the chat and stuff, and it's been good fun. And one thing I will say is a massive shout out to Zephyr and also to Rebel as well, because they Rebel set up all of the spreadsheets for it, the scoring sheets, and automated all of it. And Zephyr's been helping with just the sort of general admin of it and inputting data and stuff, and it's made running the season so much easier, which has been really nice. So really appreciate the help that
yeah.
they've done.
That's
Because I
awesome.
think we had, how many did we have this season? I can't see. I can't remember where the. I think we had close to. We had over 40 drivers this season,
Okay.
or 40 starts. So it was going to be. How many have we got there? So we've got 22, 15, and 13. So yeah, over 50. I think that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to manually input that would have been an absolute
Oh yeah.
nightmare. So
Yeah. I
it's
know.
been, yeah, having the help has been, well, it's made it possible really, because I don't think I'd have had the time to do it otherwise.
Yeah. No,
But so
that's
yeah,
that's
it's
really cool.
great.
Excellent.
But
So,
yeah,
um, and do we have well, do we have plans for a season three?
yeah. I will be doing a season three. I won't be doing it anytime particularly soon.
Right.
I've got to try and figure out what to do. I think that it'll be the rear wheel drive class will be H2 rear wheel drive
Yes.
because um I really like that.
Yep.
And also I'm not sure on the front wheel drive class yet. I think maybe the S1600s would be
Okay.
a fun one to do.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would
Everyone
be
Um,
likes
cool.
that.
yeah, and then the four-wheel drive class, I'll just have to figure out. Might do WRC2 again, or
Group A.
maybe. Oh yeah, Group A. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah, that could be a good one. So yeah, but in between times, my off-season event, which will be happening in the next few weeks or so, I'd imagine,
Yeah.
depending on my schedule. That's going to be the um, I'm probably going to do the old vs new 80s versus WRC ones. So
Okay.
you can do so it'd be Group B all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, and also the WRC ones competing head to head.
Oh, fantastic.
Um,
Sounds like a lot of
and
fun.
yeah, and you can pick. It's not regimented. You don't have to pick the same car. You don't have to pick the same class every week, but you can only pick one class per week.
Okay.
Is going to be the rule with that one. And I won't be doing. I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing a spreadsheet on keeping points or anything like that. It just more be just for fun to see how it tallies up each week.
Right. Right. Cool.
But yeah, so that'd be the um, off season club
Excellent. So
at some point. Yeah.
I've enjoyed season two a lot. I think what I've really liked is the ability to take weeks off
Mm,
when I'm really busy and I've got, expert historic to do or another club to do, and just having maybe sometimes even taking 2 weeks off in a row has been really really good. And even though I've scored maximum points on two of the six or seven that are going to be scoring, I'm a bit further down. I think the best I can do is maybe be fifth in H3 rear wheel drive because um, of some mishaps at the beginning of the season.
yeah.
But yeah, but it's still really really fun and something that I really look forward to doing. And trying Poland again in another rear wheel drive car will be fun. Although you said it's winter, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Just.
I will be hoping. Sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh yeah. I was just going to say, just don't go off the road. That's when it bites you. Is when you just slightly go off the road and you hit the snow.
Yeah,
It's just so much more slippery than
yeah.
than
Maybe I'll do an
normal.
event. I'll just see how it feels in winter and take a different car just to see what the roads feel like, and then
Mm.
um, yeah, just get an idea because that's been the biggest surprise, right? Is the road conditions or the weather conditions? Because yeah, in Scrub Club, because I'm never sure what I'm gonna get. Um, so other than Scrub Club, I've been involved in Expert Historic, and we've just finished the Col Endurance event on New Year's Eve. So we will be doing some. I'm hoping this weekend I'll be starting a new special event, a new Dirt Rally 2 Expert Historic Championship, and the same for a EA Sports WRC Expert Historic Championship. And I think we're going to be doing Group B rear wheel drive for those for the Expert
Yes.
Historics. And I haven't
Let's
decided
go.
exactly what I'm going to do for special events, um, but yeah, we'll see.
Just want to say that the Col Endurance event was really good fun
Yeah,
because there are two cars that the NR4 class I don't tend to drive very often,
yeah.
but also I'd never take the Mark II Escort in the H3 class because it just annoys me how much better it is than the other cars.
Yeah.
Um, but so to be able to just drive solely that car and compete against other people in just that car was really good fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So
same.
thanks for that.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I agree. But aren't those two cars bonkers? They're so good to drive. Not just how
Yeah,
fast they are, but how controllable and tunable they are, and even their default tunings, right, are really, really good. Like the best I think
yeah,
of that suit my style of driving. The default tunings have been really great. And so just making minor tweaks to them, I kind of feel as a matter of pride I have to change it from default, but I didn't really need to, so I didn't. So yeah, that was it was a fun event. I I like both those cars, and at the same time, Expert Historic was doing rear wheel drive H3, and the only car that you couldn't take was the Escort. And then I was driving H3 rear wheel drive in Scrub Club, so I was getting my fun fair share of Stratos driving and also the Escort every other week as well. So it was really good. I think maybe because I'm getting older as well, I'm really just restricting myself artificially to some of the older cars because I'm finding them a lot of fun.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. They are good. They just have a bit more character on the
Yeah,
stages, don't they?
yeah, and then a little bit more challenging and therefore rewarding when you do well. And also, I guess since not everyone feels that way, it's easy to be among the best because you only got 75 people, who've done that combination of stage and car before or a class before sometimes. So I'm looking forward to when more and more people finish their career modes and all of that and get involved in more historic stuff. So, guys, anything else in the pipeline, or should we go to shout outs? Dennis, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Uh, just maybe talk about the regular clubs.
Yep.
Uh, GRF regular clubs this week is a bit of an off week because all the clubs that I run, like front wheel drive, big club, and endurance, have ended.
Okay.
And as usually, the new championships will start next GRF Tuesday. And I've already created the front wheel drive one, which will be Super 1600 in mostly it's four locations. Three of them are tarmac, one is gravel,
Okay.
if I remember correct. And the big club one is going to be also four. I haven't created that one yet. It's going to be four rallies, but all of them will be night rallies, and the class will be WRC2 only, or
Okay.
Rally 2.
I think I'm going to do
Yeah.
that one. I think I'm going to do that one.
Yeah. I need to start doing, big club events that I personally do not want to drive, so I can concentrate on stuff like Scrub Club and special events and WRZ or Z.
Okay.
Because when I create big club stuff that I personally like or prefer, then I always feel like I have to do this because I like that
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I might do the big club, just for fun. I
Yeah.
started doing some of the one-shot weeklies, or other dailies every now and again
Oh yeah.
now as well.
The
Yeah.
One Shot Weekly is going to end soon, I think. Talking about One Shot Weekly, it's we're in the last week. Central European Rally H3 rear-wheel drive.
Oh, that would have been good. Oh, it's still running?
Yeah. It's still running. It's running until
Oh,
until next Tuesday.
okay. I think I'm gonna have to do maybe
Uh,
have to do that as well.
I did a lot of them for my standards this season.
Yeah.
Was fun.
Cool, cool. So this Tuesday seems like there's gonna be a huge number of
Everything, yeah,
things gonna be
yeah,
starting.
everything's gonna start. Yeah.
Right. For the special clubs and the expert historic, I'm probably going to start the first event sooner than Tuesday, but it will finish the following Tuesday, so people have more chance to do the first one and get on board.
Mm.
So yeah, okay, good. Um, Shout outs, anyone?
Scrub you first.
I've already shouted out Zephyr and Rebel.
Yeah,
So
come on,
shout
give
out
it
to
a
those
rest,
guys.
man. Or those,
Yeah.
yeah.
And shout out to everyone who did Scrub Club Season 2. Thanks for joining and racing and making it fun. And shout out to everyone in the Discord. That's pretty generic, but it's yeah, how I feel.
Cool, Dennis.
Shout out to Rebel Zephyr, the new admins, and for the help. Um, and yeah, as Scrub said, also a bit generic, but to everybody else and all the new guys that joined the GRF Discord lately.
Fantastic. Yep. Okay. Let's see. What am I gonna do? Um, Shout out to Captain Scrub for a fantastic season 2 of Scrub Club.
Thank
Um,
you.
and shout out to all the new people, some of whom may, I hope, be listening to the podcast for the first time, and who've joined. Shout out finally to Colin McRae for producing 2 fantastic cars that I had so much fun in for this recent special event. Yeah, what a legacy. Those 2 cars have just been fantastic, and I think I'm going to have a lot more fun with them in the coming years, probably in this game. So,
Gonna be good.
yeah. So,
Oh,
guys,
honorable mention, by
yes,
the way, for the podcast in general. Um, Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, might hear something about the new DLC coming out.
Yeah,
So maybe that's something that will be a hot topic for the next. I'm hoping that it'll be a hot topic for the next podcast. I'm hoping that it's out by then.
yay DLC.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Well,
we'll have
if sorry, go
for
ahead.
the new deals. Do we have a date or any we don't or rumors?
nothing. No,
I,
nothing yet. I'm
well,
watching the speculation channel like a hawk and speculating myself, whether that's good speculation or very poor speculation.
Okay,
But I'm just excited to do the FAF stage. Oh man, I just can't wait. That jump in Portugal is going to be very fun.
okay,
So hurry up, EA. Give us a DLC already.
all right. Yeah, I I am looking forward to it as well. Right. Okay, so I think we better stop here, and we will see you guys soon. Hopefully, with either Zephyr on the show or his input.
Excellent.
All right. Bye for now, guys.
Goodbye.
bye.